Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm Marian White.
Yes.
And with me is my co-host since the 1890s, is it?
Beginning of time.
Ken Bialo.
Yes.
Ken,
good evening, Marian.
Good evening.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
I hear you have some complaints about the water bill, Marian.
First, I have to remind people that you are an expert in the village because you were trustee for 11 years and mayor for 4.
Yes.
So
100
you
years
know
ago.
everything.
From 1891 to, yes, exactly right, to 1906. Okay. Good.
First, we want to talk about Eric Lewis, who was the head of LMC-TV. And of course, we are on LMC-TV, so the whole endeavor of local television is near and dear to us.
Yes.
And so we want to congratulate him. He was the CEO of LMC-TV for 19 years. But he did, in 2015, he started sharing some of his executive duties with Matt Sullivan, who was named the Chief Operating Officer, and Matt is now taking over full-time. So it's great that, we have an experienced person taking over who is a wonderful person, and he and Ardina put together a award-winning movie about vampires, I believe.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Were we in it? No.
No. They missed that
the
one.
opportunity. They missed an opportunity. So congratulations are in order to Matt Sullivan.
Yes.
For his new position and responsibilities, and congratulations are in order to Eric Lewis upon
for his
the occasion of his retirement after 19 years. He succeeded Joe Windisch, as I recall.
Yes, and I do remember Joe.
Oh yes, Joe was, he was great. He really was great. He was a lot of fun too.
And just some of the programs that Eric said he was most proud about bringing was the Local Live. LMC produced local weekly news and public affairs show, which had live call-in, or has live call-in. So we know that's really tricky to do. Though I know on your radio show you have live call-in.
Well, I'm not sure. Some would say dead call-in. But then the hosts are dead also. So it's all dead air.
So it's all fun.
It's all dead air.
He started the summer teen filmmaking workshops and the K through 6 after-school video clubs, which all are a terrific educational tool, and that's what LMC is supposed to be doing, is educating as well as, just teaching all of us about how to do these things. And Matt said he taught me a lot about leadership. Because of Eric and the foundation he helped build, I am prepared to lead LMC-TV in its next phase of development, which I foresee being expansion of social media platforms and becoming more visible in the community. Well, I mean, that's wonderful. And social media is where it's at.
I have no idea. I don't know where to find it.
I think you do.
I don't. Trust me.
So thank you very much to Eric Lewis.
Yep.
And
He did a heck of
we
a
hope
job.
he'll stay in touch and let us know what he's up to now.
I think he's going to be around here for a little bit. He's working on documentaries. What he
Okay, great.
About to start working on a documentary.
Now, our absolute favorite subject, which is Furniture Share House, and the tens of thousands, or the 10,000 lives that is your wonderful wife, Kate, the executive director, has changed by getting involved in this. And there's going to be the biannual gala, November 2nd, from 6 to 9. Do you know yet where it's going to be?
I think I do, but I don't think I'm allowed to say.
Okay, well, that's fine. We can hear it next month. But anyway, everyone should be saving November 2nd to come and...
So right now...
Yes. Yes?
Pick up your phone. Turn the calendar to November.
Oh, okay. You're giving me instructions.
You're not doing it. Yeah, you're not doing it. Punch in November, the 2.
I have a paper
the 2.
calendar. That's why I'm not...
So do I.
But
so do I. This is for the audience. It has nothing to do with the truth.
But I was told today I had to get on Google Calendars or else.
Whatever.
So we'll see. I'll teach you when I figured it out.
No, thank you.
Well, what I I received something about 2 weeks ago from the Village of Larchmont Office of Water Department. And it's the strangest thing. It is impossible to figure out what they're talking about. The village initiated quarterly billing, and the first bill was issued February 1st, except it wasn't.
That's the phantom bill.
So when you look, my bill says it's from May 1st to May 31st. And, you know, it's not much because it's only a month, and it wasn't a month that had a lot of, you know, it wasn't very warm during that time period, so we weren't watering stuff. Actually, we had no lawn then.
It was pretty wet.
Yeah, so that wasn't a problem. But then it says there's a previous balance, and nowhere on this bill does it say, I mean, the bill should be totally self-contained with its information. I guess it has up here, if you look really carefully, it says previous reading.
No, that's for that
April
month.
30th.
Yeah, that's for that month.
Okay.
Yeah. You use.
So I don't know what previous balance is, except then they do say something back here.
So, we never had an Office of Water Department. This is brand new, brought to us by the new administration that can't find enough ways to spend money. We didn't need an Office of the Water Department. We had 3 people working in the accounting department, and Carmine, and then Dennis Bruciani, who I understand is about to retire. That's what we had. They did all the work. We didn't have titles. We didn't have Office of the Water Department stationery. We most certainly didn't have a village administrator's name in the upper right next to the Village of Larchmont seal. If there was anybody's name up there, it was the mayor and board's name.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Not the mystery boy, the village administrator. Not. Second thing is, you haven't read this closely. This says, for previous balance, the billing system is unable to tell you anything.
Oh, they can't back up?
The billing system is unable to further describe this portion. So whichever genius wrote this letter, which is, I agree with you, completely opaque letter. It doesn't tell you what you're supposed to be looking for or why.
But they can't back up my previous balance?
Well, you read that to me and you tell me what that means.
Well, it sounds like they can't show me that that's what I spent.
The billing system, not not the water department, not the Office of the Water Department. It doesn't say anything about this. It's the billing system. Oh my God, the billing system is running around on its own and it has no people. That's why I can't supply any information. The billing system. What the hell are you talking about, the billing system? All right, so nobody takes responsibility. This is perfect bureaucracy. Nobody's responsible. It's the billing system. How the heck do we know? It does things on its own, and it can't provide any further information.
Well,
so I've asked it, says he, whoever this
Okay.
person is. He says, he's essentially saying to you, I've asked the billing system, and there's nobody home. The billing system was unable to further describe this portion. This is a non-denial denial. This is, I don't know what I'm talking about. So you can now take this and go to Village Hall and pay it. And for everybody out there who actually reads any of the nonsense that comes from Village Hall, go figure this out. This is dated not. It doesn't have a date. Oh, another fabulous item. No date. Now, why would anybody put a date on a communication like this? Because they stapled it to a bill. Okay, so here's the way business is done.
No, it wasn't stapled, it was loose. I stapled.
Loose, okay, loose. That's even better. So here's news to everybody in the exalted Office of Water Department. Put a date on what you send out, huh? Just like everybody else in the world who writes anything, right? Particularly
Yes.
a letter.
You put a date.
There's a date at the top. It says, Dear Larchmont Water customer, just put a date right there at the next line up so that you actually look like a professional.
Well, why don't we go in and visit the Office of the Water Department? Wouldn't that be fun?
It's probably a dark room with no lights and no people.
But some kind of billing system.
Well, the billing system lives there. The billing system refused. I'm sorry, it just refused.
So following our water theme,
Yes.
there's now a $1.2 billion Westchester water tunneling project announced. So what's that about?
I don't know, but the press release doesn't say what it's about, which I think is the most disturbing thing.
It says improve operational flexibility
Yeah.
between facilities that are vital to
Yeah.
the drinking water supply in New York City and Westchester.
Yes, but it doesn't. Does that say anything to you?
Well, they think it's very important.
No. Does it say anything
No.
to you? Improve operational flexibility. This is going to cost over $1 billion, which guess who's going to pay for it?
I guess you and I.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'll be around that long, but there you are. It'll be the residents of Westchester County or the residents of Westchester County that buy water from the New York City system, which the village of Larchmont does, will wind up paying for this.
Okay.
So what's the objectionable about this is a press release. This is not something that the reporters dug out and then quickly scribbled something out and had it printed in the newspaper. This is something that's released by, I assume, the water department, DEP in Manhattan, or maybe the county executive up here or whatever. But it
I
doesn't
have
say.
a quote from George Latimer.
Well, it's good, but does he explain why it's needed? See, to say something to improve operational flexibility, in my mind, doesn't explain $1 billion. That's a lot of money. So what does improve operational flexibility, what does it really mean? I mean, look through the article, you can't find out what it really means because they don't tell you what it really means.
They say this is the largest water supply tunneling effort in Westchester in 60 years.
Well, that's
got some
something.
good photo ops to it.
Yeah, that's something, isn't it? I mean, but they treat you like a dope, right?
Yeah.
To improve operational flexibility. What? Give me that pen. This pen will improve my operational flexibility because I'll be able to write with it easier than I can with this pen. See that? Now you get it? It means nothing. It's a set of words, sound and fury, signifying zero.
Nothing.
So
Okay.
that's a big project. That's a big project. $1 billion
Well,
too
you're
is a
right.
big project.
So then when do we have to get out of here before we have to start paying for it? Oh,
20
finish around 2035.
Right, I'm glad they announced it today.
Begin 2025.
Yeah, I'm glad they announced
Okay,
it
got to
today.
be out of town by then, huh? Okay.
It's a good thing they announced it today.
So that's the water issue.
No, it isn't the water issue. I am reading from the famous Journal News, which is our local newspaper, and we make fun of it all the time. And I would make fun of this, except this is a very serious subject. So we have to treat this with reverence
Okay.
and dignity and respect.
Okay.
The headline reads, Cuomo ignores public opinion about reinstating Tappan Zee. Do we know what this is about? Yes.
A bridge.
It's the bridge that was supposed to cost $3 billion. That has cost more than $4 billion.
Okay.
Right? Named after his dad. So the old Tappan Zee Bridge, right, was deemed unusable, and I guess it was unstable. And so the new bridge went in, but it was not named the Tappan Zee Bridge, like the old one was. It was named the Mario M. Cuomo Bridge. Now, in past times, bridges have had names.
Yes.
The Tappan Zee Bridge actually had a more formal name.
Oh, really?
Yes, the Governor Malcolm, I can't remember his middle initial, Wilson, Malcolm E. Wilson, Tappan Zee Bridge. So it was Tappan Zee
Okay.
Bridge, but it also had connected to it a memory of a revered governor of the state. I'm not saying that Mario M. Cuomo wasn't a revered governor. He served 3 terms. He did a lot of work, spent a lot of time, also a good basketball player.
Oh.
Yeah. But to just take the new bridge, the $4 billion new bridge, and just take the old name off and put on his dad's name, right, without saying the Mario M. Cuomo Tappan Zee Bridge, just dropping off the Tappan Zee, which is the identifier, and just calling it after his dad, has riled a lot of people. A lot of people. So the state Senate voted 40-20, including 10 Democrats, voted by a vote of 40-20, asking the governor to name the bridge the Tappan Zee Bridge. I'm not sure they wanted to say the Mario M. Cuomo Tappan Zee Bridge, or they just wanted to say Tappan Zee Bridge. The Assembly, under the gigantic thumb of the governor. Look at that thumbprint right on the top of the assembly leader's head, right? Didn't even take up the issue. Didn't even put it on the table, because they fear that everybody would have said, "What? Governor's not the most popular person in the legislature." So, WINS 1010 did
Yes.
this is what this article's about.
Oh,
did
okay.
a survey on one of their call-in
good.
shows. They said, "What does everybody think?" 89 people called in, which is not bad. If Valerie and my show had 89 people calling in, it'd be a busy
You
day.
might be paid.
It'd be a busy no, let's get paid. Busy day. All right. 80% said no. Wanted back to the Tappan Zee.
Okay.
The Cuomo name got 4%,
Okay.
right? And the who cares got 16%. So 96% either didn't care or wanted it named Tappan Zee. But 80% wanted back to Tappan Zee of the 89 callers. Not a very scientific survey, but it's not like 5 people. And 16%, do I have the right number there? Yeah, 16% said they didn't care. And only 4% said stick with this bit. So we're
So
talking
we
about
aren't
water.
heard, are
We're
we?
talking about water. Right?
Yeah.
Water goes under bridge.
And no one's
Segues
paying
to this.
attention.
Well, what was interesting about this article is that the governor forced this through. He forced through the change.
Right.
And it was hidden, and nobody talked about it. It's pretty astounding. It's pretty astounding. I mean, sort of a deaf ear to public sentiment. I don't know anybody who calls it the Marian Cuomo Bridge or the Cuomo Bridge. Everybody calls it the Tappan Zee because it goes over the Tappan Zee.
Right.
So I just thought that was a water segue, and we have it, and it's wonderful. Where are we headed next?
Now, do you want energy or electricity?
This is great. This is it blows your mind. You read this stuff. Now we're back to the same old journal news, and it's now the quality of the reporting has deteriorated because what they've done is reported New York's energy bill among the lowest in the nation. I want you to listen to that. Go look at your Con Ed bill. Go look at your Con Ed bill. And according to this, that's 41 out of 50 states. New York ranked amongst the lowest 10 in the nation. If you look at your bill, you will not see your home energy bill of $287.
No, not that
That
at
is
all.
what this article says in the first line. New Yorkers' monthly home energy bill of $287 ranks among the least expensive in the country. $287. Ready for this? Well, this is great. New York monthly electricity cost, according to this survey done by somebody called Wallet Hub. Ready? $102 a month. The monthly electricity cost of New Yorkers is $102 a month.
These
It's
people that live
100
in caves?
This is absolutely wild. It was at the top of the rankings for natural gas costs, however, with an average of, ready, $51. I think my natural gas bill is $51 a day, not $51 a month. I don't know what this is about. Ready? Monthly home heating oil costs. All of you people who heat with oil out there, let me tell you what they say about you. They say your average cost is $19 a month for home heating oil. What are they talking about? So you don't get to see what the article is really about until you get to the last 3 paragraphs. And now we get to somebody who's pushed this article out there saying, oh my God, costs in New York are so low. By the way, we actually looked up what the internet says about energy costs, and New York is the second highest in the nation at 18.1 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity, exceeded only by Hawaii, which is at 33.2 cents. So NPR, which compiled this survey, seems to be a little bit at odds with the nonsense that was published in this stupid newspaper, right? But then we get to the end of the article, and we see there's a 2,000 megawatt energy gap that will be left by the 2021 shutdown of Indian Point that our esteemed governor engineered himself personally That's 25% of New York's energy needs, according to this, right?
Okay.
And the only thing that can fill the gap when they shut this down is gas plants, natural gas plants. But here is the denouement of this article. Environmental groups like Riverkeeper have already voiced their opposition to natural gas filling the gap and are expected to mount licensing challenges in the coming months. So we have here an article that says, you all are blessed with low energy costs here in New York. Untrue, lie, complete lie, right? Then we have the next piece of the article is, and there's going to be a 2,000 megawatt gap. I don't know whether when they're measuring megawatts, it's per day, per hour, per month, per year. Gap.
It's a little loose.
Yeah, it's a little loose, right? Gap that needs to be filled by something, right? And then they say natural gas is the candidate for filling it. There are some plants under construction, but the famed monkey hanging, coconut throwing environmentalists have decided, no, we're going to block the gas plants. So there won't be 25% of the energy if the gas plants aren't built to fill in. And that is what this article is really about. It's not about stupid numbers for New York's low energy costs, which is not true, a lie, but it's about supporting the environmental groups who are going to come around and try and block the gas plants so we will not be able to fill the 25% gap in our energy consumption, which is particularly acute down here. I don't know about the rest of the state because they have hydro up in northern New York. But down here, this is particularly acute. So all those nice computers and this stuff that you have, and the TV cameras and the lights and the elevators, not to mention electric cars or air conditioners. Adios.
Oh, dear.
So just keep your eyes on the environmental groups, people. I know that you're all soft out there. Oh, we want to protect the environment. We do want to protect the environment, but we can't be stupid about doing it. And that's what this article says to me. Oh, the stupids are at it. They're going to try and block it.
Oh, dear.
Are we done now?
No, we have about 8 minutes, I think, left.
Oh, okay.
So I know that we received the Village of Larchmont Spring 2018 Bulletin with a headline saying Larchmont is buzzing with activity. But mostly I see empty storefronts.
Nope.
I don't see anything getting better. Is anything new? Well, we have had a few new openings.
Well, so you're one of these people who believes that people who write free political publicity in 8 colors, which costs, I have no idea how much it costs to print this stupid thing. Right?
They're nice colors.
Should actually tell the truth? What's wrong with the headline that says Larchmont is buzzing with activity? Can't you hear it? You're talking about empty storefronts and other nonsense, and this person, whoever wrote this, is talking about buzzing. And this person also said not only buzzing, but also said that they kept the tax increase, oh my God, aren't we lucky, under the tax cap because they were thinking about the cap on state and local tax deductions that was enacted by the United States Congress. These people were. And even though New York this year, New York State, attempted to circumvent that, and they have the lawsuit now, it was just brought yesterday, I think it was filed yesterday, yeah, right. The author or authoress of this thing says, a recent notice from the IRS seems to indicate they will not allow this activity. Are we dense? Are we dense? The Congress just passed this, right? Who told you, who suggested to you, madam, that there was any prospect whatsoever of being able to circumvent what the Congress has just enacted? I know who it was, our esteemed governor. He said, yes. I'm going to save you. I've got all this stuff worked out. Don't worry.
We're a charity.
We're a charity. Keep saying that. If you make the village a charity and the municipalities a charity, I don't want to contribute. But this is a recent notice from the IRS seems to indicate they will not allow this activity. But we, here in the village of Larchmont, we, the important 6,200 residents of this village, we will continue to explore our options.
That's
What is it?
ridiculous.
Are you so puffed up that you think that you have options to explore? You think that you can explore options? I would
pitiful. Hate to foot the legal bill to explore options. That would be ridiculous.
Yes, which I'm sure they're not doing because it would be a dumb idea, right? And we will keep you informed. I can't wait for the next issue of this thing.
The summer of 2018.
The next issue of this thing is going to be a killer. Yep, it's going to be great.
What about the parking study update?
Yeah, they have that, a parking study update.
What's there to update?
I don't know. They don't have in here what the cost of this study from these planners is, but they engaged a planning firm to do a study, and the planning firm has come up with 3 amazing thoughts.
Okay.
I don't know how many people they interviewed on the street. I don't know how many times they tried to park on the street themselves and couldn't park. I just don't know what they did. But here are the 3 amazing recommendations
we only have 2
so
minutes.
far. Well, I'm going to finish this in 2 minutes.
Okay, good.
A 2-hour parking regulation to generate turnover in the Palmer Avenue and Boston Post Road commercial districts, and thereby help our local businesses. A 2-hour parking regulation.
Well, that's going to be annoying for
That's
some
going to be
people.
annoying for the employees.
Yeah.
Nobody spends 2 hours shopping in these shopping districts under any set of circumstances. So,
unless you're getting your hair cut.
Yes. Well, 2 hours. So.
Yeah. When you've got lots to do.
Well, you have a lot of hair. I don't have any hair, so it doesn't matter. All right. 2, create a range of longer-term parking opportunities for apartment residents, business owners, and local employees. Create a range. I once offered the business, what's that group?
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce. I said, look, we'll give you a free parking area up on the deck. So people from Palmer Avenue who work on Palmer Avenue can park like 2 blocks away, but they wouldn't be blocking up. And the answer never came back from the Chamber of Commerce. They just completely ignored it. Now, this was a long time ago. But create a range of longer-term opportunities. What the heck does that mean? And then, ready?
Right.
Bullet 3, reasonable and uniform approaches are vital to success. What?
We paid for that?
But would I kid you? Parking study update. I just read for you the 3 bullets. This is in bold
underlying
print.
Principles.
Yes.
Oh, that's.
So this, but they're going to keep us posted. I don't know what the next installment is going to say. It just be the payment system should employ easy-to-use kiosks, allowing users to pay with cash or credit cards. You believe this? They're going to put parking meters in.
Oh, that's what's coming.
Well, if the planner says so. I mean, it has to be.
Well, I'm glad we're taking August off. I can't have all this excitement.
It's so much fun. Come on.
So take care.
Yeah.
And I will see you in September.
I hope everybody had a happy July 4th and has a wonderful August and Labor Day. And then when we come back later in September.
Yes.
Great. Have fun.
And thanks you to the talent that's on the other side of the camera. That's where the real talent lies. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. This is great. National Public.